Hello everyone, welcome to another Pokémon Movie Club. This month we are talking about Genesect and the Legend Awakened, which is the 16th Pokemon film. I'm pretty sure it was. So this is our last black and white
movie 60.
saga film, and before we start, this will contain spoilers. If you haven't seen the film, please go and watch it and rewatch this episode later if spoilers is something that you are if you want to watch it and you don't want it spoiled. So before we start, there are a lot of places you can watch or read the Pokemon movies, like Manga UK and Viz have put out Blu-rays and DVDs. You can get them digitally on most platforms, occasionally Netflix, Pokemon TV, cycle through quite a lot, Prime Video, Google Play, iTunes, Amazon, and Amazon have like a Pokemon only subscription as well. It's like £3 a month for like all the Pokemon your heart's desires, and you can read them digitally and physically as well. There is just many places to enjoy Pokemon movies. Like there's no excuse. For example, when I first did a massive watch through of all the movies, there wasn't the Manga UK version on DVD, so I had to get it in manga form. So this is one of the ones I do actually have the manga for. And honestly, the artwork it's super
very
cute.
manga-y.
I love the artwork for the manga adaptations, and I want to get the rest. This is the only manga one adaptation that I have, but it's really cool. Beautiful art. So yes, I also have the 4-pack, and you can get it singly as well, and in America you can get it on Blu-ray, I believe, as well. So many options. Do we blurb first? We blurb first. Joe, do your thing.
Okay. Pokemon the movie.
I forgot to say, I'm joined by Joe and Birdkeeper Toby. Joe, do your thing.
You interrupted me.
Sorry.
Pokemon the movie, Genesect and the Legend Awakened. A vast Pokemon habitat amid the hustle and bustle of the big city seems like the perfect new home for a group of 5 Genesect. The arrival of these mythical Pokemon quickly becomes a problem though. Their nest threatens the city's power supply, and they keep attacking those who approach it. When the Genesect are joined by the legendary Pokemon Mewtwo, who sympathises due to its own origins, things only become worse and the confrontation quickly rages out of control. Can Ash and friends stop these two powerful Pokemon before they destroy the city? Yes. Sorry, I just spoiled the movie.
That was the whole movie right there. So why don't you tell us a little bit? That's a whole page of Japanese.
Yes.
Got there, and
right. Yes.
Yeah.
This is how I work. Yeah.
So it's a full page of Japanese. So
this movie came out on July 13th in 2013.
A Pokemon film out in July. How about
I know.
that? Yeah.
Just 3 months before the release of Pokemon X and Y. And as such, this movie was around the end of the saga, but
where does it fit in?
Its position is contested, because really it aired during when Ash, Iris and Cylon were going through the Decolora Islands, or however you pronounce it. I can't remember. But in the official blurb for the movie and the character biography on the official site, they mention Ash is travelling through Unova. So that would place it in the very small time between N leaving and them leaving Unova.
Cool. So how many more episodes? There's not many more episodes.
No, there was like 10.
10 episodes left before
like
the start of the X and Y.
Yeah.
Cool. That is a very slim.
It was just before Alexa appeared in the anime, and she from Kalos.
I totally remember who that is.
Viola's sister had the Helioptile and the Go-Go and the Noivern.
I remember this time in Pokemon's history.
Yeah.
I was,
Can't remember
this isn't really that long ago, really.
7 years, Toby. 7 years.
That's a long time for me.
7 years where I think Pokemon really with X and Y began to recapture my attention. I never left, but there was the it's going to be in 3D trailer. I remember being on Cerebi.net the day that Mega Mewtwo was revealed and being like, what?
I hated
being
it.
a little bit like, oh no, what are they doing? But I've really come around to the idea, obviously, since then. And it really was that era of X, Y, and Oras where I was consuming a lot of Pokemon YouTube content that ultimately made me want to do this as well. So this is like a real milestone point after Black and White 2 ends and XY begins. This is like a big stepping stone in my personal Pokemon journey. But I think for a lot of people, seeing the games hit 3D for the first time was a big deal as well. So this is like a...
I hated it. I loved the top-down sprite look, and I'm like, oh no, what have they done to Pokemon?
And now you can't go back to it.
I can't go back. Well,
You can, but you hate it.
I like the...
Retroactively, I prefer it now. I like the 3D worlds, but if Pokemon tomorrow decided we're moving only to sprite-based games again, or we're having some of our future games be sprite-based, I would be like, yeah, cool, I'd love that. But,
What made me reluctant was because of the 3D bit in the city in Black and White, and I didn't like it. And so I was like, oh no, it's all going to be 3D. Anyway, we go way off track.
Right,
here.
and so because it was just before X and Y, it was, promoting X and Y, and that's why Mega Mewtwo Y was in it. And Genesect had
new Pokemon.
Genesect had been revealed the year before in conjunction with this movie, revealing next year's movie. And look, there's a Genesect, it's flying through a canyon. And so Genesect was officially revealed 364 days before this movie.
Which is kind of nuts when you think about it.
But then to kind of keep that essence of newness, they obviously had Shiny Genesect. Was like the big part of it.
Oh, so Shiny Genesect was announced beta?
Yeah, they announced Shiny Genesect.
What was in the game code? Was
Shiny Genesect was in the game code.
Yeah, I know, but so everyone kind of knew about Shiny Genesect, really.
Yes, because it's a shiny variant.
Yeah,
but they just made it like a big feature.
Yeah, because it's obviously not available elsewhere, and this is the only time it has been distributed, and it was only distributed in Japan.
And here's Joe flexing.
And here's Joe flexing.
Joe has a legit red Genesect.
And next to it...
You're flexing with everything you got.
Is the original Genesect, which they distributed in August of 2012 for Pokemon Black and White. Awesome. Oh, Black 2 and White 2.
Very cool.
You just wanted to be on the show to do that, didn't you? Because
yeah.
you've got the challenge mark for red Genesect.
So many people are not going to get that challenge, that's the thing, because very few people have the red Genesect.
Well, I'm sure it'll become available through future... It means some.
I mean, never say never. I mean, I'm honestly quite surprised that Let's Go didn't have a generalized Mew distribution, and so yeah, Mew is kind of still tied behind the Pokeball. And I'm honestly surprised Pokemon haven't just done a general distribution.
I was sure they were going to do that with the Mewtwo movie.
Yeah,
you can never say with shiny mythicals. Because Shiny Diancie has only been released in one event in Japan.
Yeah. So we got Mega Mewtwo Y was new.
But this movie came with a Pikachu short, which in English I believe is called Eevee and Friends.
Oh, I thought it was Sylveon's
And it introduced Sylveon, and that's when Gen 6 really started being pushed, because in February 2013 they revealed Sylveon for this movie, before the movie was properly revealed.
Because people love an evolution.
Was I right in thinking that Mega Blaziken was also announced at this time?
Mega Blaziken was revealed in August of 2013, alongside all the Mega Evolutions and the concept of Mega Evolution, but Mega Mewtwo Y was revealed in April 2013 in conjunction with the movie, and it was called the Awakening form, as just for tech, to give it a name, without spoiling Mega Evolution.
Without a Mega Stone.
I'll let you know why that is shortly.
Okay.
It's like Rayquaza in Oras. It swallowed one.
It. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So,
Much better.
not a lot to this movie.
And also on the 10th of July 2013, there was a 22-minute episode of the anime, which was Genesect Legend Awakened Mewtwo Prologue, which featured Virgil, the Unova champion, and his many, many Eevee, coming to around New Talk City in order to investigate reports of a mysterious Pokemon that had been helping other Pokemon, and they ended up finding the Mewtwo, and that's where the shot of the Mega Mewtwo Y crushing the Pokeballs is from.
Ah, okay.
I did wonder.
And that has been dubbed.
I would have watched that if I'd known that. I would have gone out of my way to do the little extra research. That sounds awesome.
So yeah, the place, which they don't actually say in the film that Ash and French travel to, is called New Talk City. And it does actually say in the book. This is why, manga... There is a few things
It
in
was
here
also
I
named
noticed.
in the prologue, where
In the prologue, which...
Professor Oak called Ash, Iris and Silent and said you should go to New Talk City to go to Pokemon Hills.
New Talk City, how about that? But in the film itself, doesn't actually say that, so, missing things. So, the opening, and I gotta mention, 3D, absolutely seamless. They have nailed 3D animation at this point with Pokemon films, but I'm sure next month Toby will say differently. So you got Mewtwo flying with all of its friends, like flying type Pokemon.
Where was Noctowl? It was every generic flying Pokemon, but no Noctowl.
On Mandibuzz.
That's not a generic flying Pokemon.
They had
it's not normal
Bravery, but they didn't have
It's not normal
Mandibuzz,
type, so...
So then it cuts to Genesect looking for something, which we then find out is they're looking for their home, because they want to find their home again.
I forgot one more thing. About 15 episodes before the movie aired, you actually saw a flashback to when N went to P2 Lab and saw the 5 Genesect breaking out. And that's one of the only times that the movies have been directly referenced in the anime. It was akin to the Mewtwo references in the Indigo League.
Yeah, that's cool. And there's definitely, I think, a lot of parallels between Mewtwo and Genesect anyway, which I guess is why they were so fitting to be in this film togeter.
Yeah, we can get on to that. We can explore that, because that is a very good point to go on to. I just want to do a little bit more story, because we're going to go off on so many tangents otherwise. So Mewtwo hears Genesect's voice as it's flying around. So it goes to track down the Genesect and saves a bunch of Genesect from the avalanche. And then we learn that Genesect was, like Mewtwo, made by people. And Genesect are created from fossils, but enhanced with armor by Team Plasma in there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're both man-made Pokemon. So that fit really, really well. So there is a good link between these two legendary / mythical Pokemon, which is good, because in past Pokemon films we have felt like they've just shoved the legendaries together with no real connection between them. But here, at least there is quite a solid link of understanding. Mewtwo gets it. It has itself been made by humans, woke up scared, confused, not knowing what's going on. Toby, what did you want to say on that?
Yeah, well, I like that they actually maintained that in this movie. I think one of the things that I think Pokemon can be quite bad at actually is continuity, and with these movies, like, I don't know how to describe it. Like when Ash sees Lugia in the Whirl Islands, I think in the
Whirl Islands, he does reference
the fact that he's seen a Lugia before.
Yeah.
And I like it when they do little moments like that, because it's like, oh yeah, the writers are actually kind of on this journey with us. Whereas I think sometimes they can be quite bad at just like if they had just put this in as just like, oh, it's a Mewtwo, and hadn't referenced its creation or anything like that, I would kind of expect that. So I'm glad that they did, and they were in the extra lengths.
And even then, they had Ash recognise that Mewtwo was a Mewtwo. And because a lot of people wouldn't were thinking, oh, they've rebooted it, oh, they're just going to redo everything. But no, they had Ash actually say, hang on, and then Mewtwo interrupted him.
It's interesting, we'll get into that, but let's story, because then I want to delve into that very statement, actually.
But I think at this point we do have to, because we've heard Mewtwo talk, and at this point a lot of, older fans are like, hang on a minute, that's not the same Mewtwo. Mewtwo's voice has changed. Toby, theories, please. Because I know you got a lot to say about this.
5 different quick explanations for you. So obviously this Mewtwo has a female voice actress, and the Mewtwo from the first movie, and Strikes Back, has a male voice actress. Reason number 1, Mewtwo is telepathic. It can change its voice at will. It communicates through brain power. It can be a guy or a woman. It can still be the same Mewtwo. Number 2, it is in fact a different Mewtwo. The way that the wording is written, hang on, I am Mewtwo. It leaves it in a very open to interpretation kind of way, where it's like, okay, is Ash recognizing this Mewtwo as the same Mewtwo, or is Ash recognizing this as just Mewtwo, the name of the species of Pokemon? You can infer, if you like, that there's another Mewtwo project and that that's happened at some point, and it is a different Mewtwo if you want. Reason number 3, Mewtwo's telepathic. I'm sure I have 5. Mewtwo's telepathic, different Mewtwo. Same Mewtwo, it's open to interpretation, and it's just a different voice actor, and that doesn't matter at all because all sorts of characters have different voice actors throughout the series.
That's quite a rare thing, though, in Japan, though, isn't it, for a voice actor to...
Okay.
There's a lot of the time, if something happens to a voice actor, they kind of kill them off.
I mean, I do have an answer to this, but I'm waiting for Toby to finish.
Reason number 4, Mewtwo's genderless. Anyway, and again, that could just be the natural progression of its voice. We don't know how long a Mewtwo lives and what it sounds like. Mewtwo is a genderless Pokemon. And reason number 5, which is the one that I think Joe's going to roll his eyes at, Generation 5 kind of is a soft reboot when it comes to the TV show, and while there is a continuity...
That's literally Charizard in 1 minute.
I'm kind of with Toby on this, because it was a whole new dex thing. They didn't let you get anything new until post-game.
No.
What? Let me...
They did
you're wrong!
Soft reboot it in a way.
There is a continuity that they roll over, including many of Ash's adventures. Including all of his Pokemon. His Pokemon is still his Pokemon. There's no reason to assume that maybe the first movie did or didn't happen in this past. If you accept
now we're multiversing. I don't know.
That's ridiculous. Everything happened exactly the same except for that movie. No.
I think there's plenty of precedent.
Okay, now the actual reason is that...
They could have made another Mewtwo.
Okay, they did. But it is confirmed it is a different Mewtwo. It has been said in interviews. Originally, it was going... The original, Japanese stuff on the official site when Mewtwo was revealed for it in January of 2013, they were basically hinting that it was the same Mewtwo. But something fell apart. What fell apart? The original writer of Pokémon, the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back, Takeshi Shudo, passed in 2010. And so he actually owns the rights to the movie and the Mewtwo Return short. So they would need to get the rights dealt with in order to do that. That's why Terry Nation's estate constantly has to be referenced whenever the Daleks are in Doctor Who.
Right.
And so that was a whole mess, and they couldn't get it done, so they just made it a different Mewtwo with a similar backstory.
There you go.
No, that's all sorted then.
5 reasons it can make sense. One of them confirmed. It's a different Mewtwo. Cool. There you go. And it makes sense, because Team Rocket are still a functioning organisation in the animated series, well into and over.
But here's another thing. One of the people in the flashback to Mewtwo in the lab, now, it looks like Charon from Team Galactic.
Interesting, doesn't it?
I didn't notice.
Just from behind, that's just how it looks to me.
Oh, well, yeah, I mean, this Mewtwo, there's no reason to think that it necessarily came from Team Rocket or Kanto. It might have been a different evil organisation. Team Rocket is always the one that makes sense with Mewtwo, but yeah.
So go back to the story. Now that we know more about Mewtwo and cleared that up, because I know I'm not the only one that would have been thrown by that.
No, actually, hang on. I got a question. Why is Mewtwo, of which there are 2 in the animated series, a legendary Pokemon, and Genesect, of which there are 5, and they're created in very similar ways. A mythical Pokemon.
You don't know there's only 5 though.
Because
Well,
it says so in the game code.
Okay.
Because to me, Genesect don't feel like mythical. Because to me, the mythical ones are like small and cute and stuff. Even Deoxys is pushing it. And
Genesect
Darkrai.
is small and cute.
The one with the Douse drive is young, and it's like, I want to go home. I like this pretty flower.
So, Mewtwo comes and saves them from Avalanche, and then they have a bit of back and forth. Mewtwo gets their frustration, but Red Genesect is still mad and not trusting anyone. And then, like, we have the World of Pokemon. World of Pokemon's quite late in this one. I was waiting for it, and I almost wrote down, well, I did write down, but delete it. World of Pokemon was a bit naff in this one.
I mean, one movie had it right at the end. That was I Choose You, wasn't it?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. So they go to New Talk City and go and visit Pokemon Hills, which is like a nature reserve thing, biodome.
In Central Park.
Which feels like we've seen so many of those in various episodes of anime. And then they meet Eric, and then Ash and Pikachu find Genesect in the garden, and then Ash basically goes flying with it. Ash seems to go flying with a lot of Pokemon.
He does his thing.
And then the red Genesect turns up, which is the leader, and doesn't like Ash, doesn't like anyone. Sees Ash tapping Genesect on the head, perceives it as an attack, and then starts attacking Ash. The rest of Genesect start attacking Ash. The friendly Genesect turns on Ash and friends. Mewtwo turns up and saves them. Ash is like, thank you, but Mewtwo's like, no, I'm not saving you, I'm saving Pikachu and Axu. So Mewtwo still doesn't really like humans. It was just there to save the Pokemon. So Genesect, it goes on a bit, and then Sableye, everyone's eating. Sableye warns them, there's trouble in the forest, and it's because Genesect's destroying everything, and there's this white stuff everywhere. They're building a new nest, and this nest causes an electronic failure, and then there's fire, and Mewtwo tries to reason with them again, and then there's a big battle. That's pretty much the rest of the film, to be honest. Just a big battle and back and forth with Mewtwo trying to reason with Genesect. There wasn't really much
There were bits
to
which
it.
were essentially like a superhero movie. With Mewtwo was kind of like Superman and
going through New Talk really, really quickly. But that is basically... I do have more notes here, but I can pretty much sum it up it's just a battle.
Blue fire, battle.
Battle, blue fire. The Genesect, the young Genesect. I call it Genesect Blue because it had the blue disc on its back.
Drive.
Apparently. It dies, but then magically revives
It got
somehow.
knocked out, it didn't die.
Well, the eyes went out. It kind of felt like it was dying. But it literally is just a big battle episode between Mewtwo and Red Genesect because it just was so angry. There's not anything else that I can tell you to this story of note. And then it ends with Mewtwo and Genesect again. Genesect still like, no, I don't like everyone, even though the rest of Genesect like, no more fighting. Mewtwo takes Genesect up into space to give Genesect a talking to in space, and then suddenly Genesect's like, all right then. And then they come back down to Earth. Yeah, then they come back down to Earth, and Genesect's happy again. And then they do actually find Genesect a proper home at the end, where there are lots of flowers that were around at the time of Genesect's existence. But yeah, wasn't a lot to this film. to be honest,
think I
apart from a
was
big
just
battle.
happy-
So let's talk about the
happy to see Mewtwo.
theories.
Well, you've gone through a lot of them already, but one of the ones that you touched upon at the beginning was you wanted to talk about how Mewtwo can Mega Evolve without.
Yeah.
Because Mega Evolution is something that happens when a trainer, has a bond with the Pokemon and Mega Stones. Now, Joe, what's the actual answer?
That they didn't think it through yet.
They didn't want to spoil Mega Evolution because Mega Evolution wasn't revealed until about 3 weeks
Okay.
after the release of the movie.
Sure. Okay. Now here's my more romantic answer that I think I like a lot more, which is Mewtwo. Mewtwo describes itself as both, or rather, in the first movie, Nurse Jury describes Mewtwo as both the world's most powerful Pokemon and the world's most powerful Pokemon trainer. Mewtwo in the manga is part Mew revived fossil
Spoiler
DNA,
warning.
part spoiler warning for that 20-year-old bit of content.
Yeah, I know, but I still really want people to
sure,
read
sure,
the
sure.
manga because this
In
is
the manga,
quite cool.
Mewtwo's creation involves some of Blaine's DNA, and actually in the first movie, in that kind of cut bit of Japanese content, we know that
Mewtwo's
Fuji's
just
also trying to clone his daughter and kind of revive her, bring her back.
That's not been done in Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution, has
No,
it?
because it wasn't technically in the original movie. It was
wasn't
in
really
a
part of it.
It was in a later
but-
release of it.
It's such a big part of it, though, and that's
But
what,
it wasn't in the
we can
original
talk,
movie.
We can talk about that next
Yeah,
week
well,
because I'm so mad that that's been cut.
It hasn't been cut.
Is that,
Well-
human experimentation and cloning is often kind of goes hand in hand with Mewtwo's creation. And given that, like, if you combined Mew with a human, you would kind of get a more bipedal, standing up taller creature, and Mewtwo interacts like a human. Mewtwo interacts like a person and thinks like a person would think. Rather than a Pokemon which is definitely intelligent, and some Pokemon are incredibly intelligent, but like Mewtwo, in the way that the character is written, is very much like a human. And so the idea is that Mewtwo was brought to life through part human DNA, part Mew fossil, scientific engineering, and that's how you get to a Mewtwo.
I never really thought about it like that before.
That's exactly what happens in the manga, and so with that being in mind, a Mewtwo that we see in the first movie, where it's angry, where it's aggressive, where it's confused and frustrated, wouldn't be able to Mega Evolve. But a Mewtwo that's at peace with itself is just like a Pokemon that has a strong bond with its trainer. It's at peace with itself. It's got this good synergy going on with itself, and that's how it's able to Mega Evolve. It's because it is its own trainer. It has all of the human-like traits that...
But
you
it
need
doesn't
to
have
get
a
Mega
Megastone or a Keystone.
But contraire, it has a giant tail where it's hiding what... No, I have no idea. No, it doesn't have a... It does not have
Why
a
was it
Keystone.
Mega Mewtwo Y and not X?
Mega Mewtwo X
Why
has
is
not
the-
actually appeared in the anime apart from in a split-second scene in one of the Mega Evolution specials where it's just showing every Mega Evolution.
Oh, is that the ones with Alan?
Because
Alan.
why is
See,
way
Alan.
cooler? But that'll be my theory.
I always thought they were going to end up bringing
Why
like
does
the
Mewtwo
old
get
Mewtwo
two?
back and bringing the new Mewtwo, Mewtwo X versus Mewtwo Y. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
I don't
Mewtwo-
like it when
Mewtwo is very cool.
Pokemon get special treatment and have two different Mega Evolutions.
It's fine. Venusaur's got a Gigantamax now. Let it go.
Special treatment for some... I love Mewtwo. Mewtwo's one of my... It's probably my favourite legendary Pokemon. So, but I never really... What you said about... Obviously, I knew about the
Oh, I've
fusing-
had an idea. What if it's the Berserk gene?
I'm going to say no, because the Berserk gene makes the Pokemon become confused and angry, right? It's essentially the rage gas.
If you can control the anger, then you could level yourself up.
So there is this kind of I'm having this discussion on the channel, but Mewtwo isn't a finished product, and that what Team Rocket was striving for is, when you look at the rage gas, the R gas that you see in Detective Pikachu, when you look at the Berserk gene from the Gen 2 games, when you look at Shadow Mewtwo, a corrupted Mewtwo from Pokken Tournament, and even
That's not canon.
Well,
You,
no,
you
sure.
can completely disregard
And for the
Shadow
record,
Mewtwo.
the Berserk gene is in the game of Detective Pikachu, I'm pretty sure.
We're looking at all canons.
But,
you know, when
but
you
they confirm Shadow Mewtwo's like
Sure, okay.
just a Pokemon thing.
But okay, and that's fine. That's fine. We know
Yeah.
Pokemon
Shadow
doesn't
Mewtwo.
exist in the same world. But the point is when you look at everything and you look at like how in the card games, for example, Rocket's Pokemon tend to be dark type, or there's Shadow Pokemon, dark Pokemon. We know Shadow Pokemon exist. There is this, and you see it with Shadow Lugia, you see it with the Celebi, the Dark Celebi from the 4th movie. I think there is this idea of Mewtwo was like a great success, but then the real testing was yet to be done, and that they want to get something even stronger, which is this dark, twisted Mewtwo, which could well be, actually, Mega Evolution, when you look at the Pokedex entries, tend to be pretty dark, and like they tend to torment the Pokemon in some way, or the Pokemon. So maybe maybe you're right, maybe it is a Berserk gene, doing that and unlocking that ultimate potential that Mewtwo has access to, that they're...
I mean, in Detective Pikachu, the Berserk gene is what makes Mewtwo lose control in the video game.
The Berserk gene is what... Oh, right, so it's the same...
It's literally called the Berserk gene. I just double checked.
Ah, okay, cool. So that is the Rage gas, the R gas?
R is created from Mewtwo.
Extracted from that, right.
But the Berserk gene is what makes Mewtwo...
Sure. Well, there you go.
Genesect was a fossil Pokemon.
The first fossil Pokemon that is not a rock type before
Enhanced.
Dracozolt, Arctozolt, Dracovish, and Octovish.
Oh, you
again,
just
you can
mentioned
argue.
the type thing. There was 5 Genesect against a Mewtwo, and they're part
Yeah,
bug,
they're
so
all bugged. They should have
destroyed
that Mewtwo easily.
Really.
But by that same merit, you can argue that Mewtwo should be part rock type. Because it's made from a Mew fossil.
It's made from the DNA of...
DNA.
It's not a revived fossil.
Not a revived fossil. So... what do we think it looks like under the armour?
A Kabutops.
I am so into the Kabutops. Why do you not think
I think it's a mixture of
similar
Kabutops and Armaldo.
Do you think Coraless is involved?
Yes.
Yes, Coraless is definitely evolved.
She was very careless.
So why are you not down with the Kabutops?
So I can't remember all the specific pinpoints of the theory, but the idea is that, I mean, first of all, you look at, they're similar shapes.
Yeah, that's enough, isn't it, when it comes to YouTube videos?
They've got a dome head. Their arms are totally different. And if you're trying to make an ultimate weapon, why would you take away the sword arms? That doesn't make sense.
Because guns are better than swords.
Haven't you watched Indiana Jones?
Arms aren't better than swords. Swords, okay, you're going to change its arms, make its arms go... Anyway, the point is, Kabutops is a good contender, as is Scyther, but there's actually a very compelling theory out there about actually how Genesect is what Parasect might have looked like many eons ago. First of all, you got the sect part of their name. If you look at Paris's hand...
Yeah, because it's an insect.
If you look at Paris's hand... Yeah, right, which Kabutops is water rock, but that's maybe just because it's a fossil. But you look at its Paris's arms versus Genesect's arms, they're the exact same. If you took the cannon off, changed the colour to orange, it would look like what you could imagine a Parasect evolving into, but Parasect's gone a different way because of the mushrooms, which is obviously has altered its evolution dramatically. There's a very compelling theory out there about that.
So you think it could have been a third, like another stage after Parasect? Yeah. Okay.
But then
Unova Parasect.
But yeah, okay. I think that's an option. But if not, Scyther and Kabutops. I think Scyther-Kabutops relationship is very possible. And maybe Genesect is it? Maybe. It's all up in the air. There's theory for everything. But actually the Kabutops one I don't think is massively supported other than a Pokédex entry with the same timestamp. Which is compelling. It's compelling evidence, but I don't know if it's enough.
What about the sizes? Are they a similar size? I never thought to look that up.
I'm not sure. I know Loxton did a video on it a long time ago.
Because Joe's just looking on home. Pokemon Home's out, by the way, if you guys didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Kabutops is 4'3".
That's smaller than I thought it would be. That's smaller than me. I kind of thought Kabutops would be taller than that. It's really weird because
Genesect is 4'11", but that could be because of the cannon.
Because of the cannon. So not miles away in terms of size, but and also I still think the flying machine. What film was it? there was a flying machine someone was
Shaman.
on was it the Shaman film?
Oh, a bunch of them.
I
The
ca-
Shaman one, the
Um,
second movie.
They look like Genesect.
Oh, it was the Shaman one, I think.
Because I remember looking at it like, that machine looks like a Genesect. I really wish I had got a picture of it now. But yeah, ultimately, this film, not one of the best, but
This one.
yeah,
This one we're talking about now, the Genesect movie.
it's not very good. I mean, it was alright, but I mean,
I think Toby loved it.
I liked.
I was just happy to see Mewtwo again.
I mean, I love Mewtwo. It's one of my favourite Pokemon, but I can agree that this film's not all that.
6 out of 10 for me.
You say that, but the issue I'm having at the moment is we've just waded through a sea of other Generation 5 movies, and now I know we've got Generation 6 coming up. This is about the only thing to be excited about. I'm sorry.
So
This is as good as it gets for a while.
I mean, we do include the Zoroark one. No.
This was. I think this was slightly.
Zoroark, Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah. All right. Well, we got 4 films. I guess I'm gonna have to say Victini Black and White. Even though I thought the relation to Victini and the dragons would. I like it when the Pokemon link together in a natural way.
Like
I
Kyurem
wasn't-
and Keldeo.
Here's the thing.
That-
The last really good Pokemon movie since we've been doing this movie club was the Diamond and Pearl Darkrai film.
That's
The
such a-
the Giratina one was not great. The Arceus one was okay. The Zoroark one was okay. The Black and White one was not great. The Kyurem one was not great. So, with this being where it is, and I know the next 3 films, and I know it's not going to be a good
I
time.
like the Hooper one.
With
Oh.
the worst one.
Oh, we got a lot of legendary.
It's like a
Pokemon.
kaiju movie. I love it.
That's actually the problem I have with it. But maybe if I
We'll
watch
get
it
on to that.
when we get there.
And also, I think if I've worked out correctly, probably haven't. We're probably going to finish Movie Club right smack bang when the Coco
When Coco comes out in
Coco
Japan.
comes out. No, that'll be July.
Yeah.
So if it was to come out in like October, November here, on time, then we're probably neck and neck where we should be. But yeah, that's just a thought.
It's cool.
But in terms of black and white, I guess black and white were my favourite. But I did really appreciate how these 2 legendaries do genuinely have a link, and that made sense. But there wasn't an awful lot else going on.
I think
It's
looking at the
enjoyable.
eras-
It's not the worst film.
Yeah.
But
It just didn't have much of a plot.
No, it was
I
just
agree.
literally a back
Yeah,
and
it was a
forth.
whole-
Like, Genesect, don't be mad. No, you're my enemy. Genesect, calm down. No. Genesect, I'm going to take you up to space so you
Oh,
listen to me.
Because he needed to see what the world was like.
It's like, Genesect, the world's different now. Deal with it. There wasn't really much to it, but
That's fair. That's very, very fair.
but there was a decent link in Pokemon of choice, which is appreciated. Because, yeah, you're right, Keldeo, Kyurem, that was a bit naff.
Well, I was being serious.
No, that was a bit naff. I'd preferred an actual Reshiram Zekrom versus Kyurem situation. Because they do all link together.
And we never got a Necrozma.
But they had to put mythicals in, didn't they? That's why Keldeo's in that one and Victini was in the first one.
Poor Meloetta.
Poor Meloetta.
Meloetta and Fiona, the only mythical Pokemon without a movie.
You alright, Toby?
I'm so sorry. I was just taking in note. I was taking in some notes about the Genesect and why Genesect is related to Parasect. But I can't remember what all these notes were. But I know there's a YouTuber called Viewer Online 101 did a video on it, and it was very good. It convinced me. If anyone's interested after Movie Club to watch that, then they'll know why.
I
it's
will
fun.
have to check that out
But I'm
because I'm
desperately
curious.
trying to
And from what you've explained, I'm actually more on board now that
Yeah.
you've explained a few of the
Whereas
reasons.
I think part of it as well is that Kabutops is based off of a horseshoe crab, or certainly Kabuto is, and it's not an insect at all. And with Genesect being a bug steel type and Genesect insect, it makes more sense for it to be related to a bug type. Now you could go with the Scyther route, but again, it doesn't actually look a lot like Scyther. They got the blade hands. It's literally just the fact that it's bipedal and it stands like that. Everyone's like, oh, it's related. Whereas I think Paris makes a lot more sense. But yeah.
Any final things to say on this film?
No, I'm
Jer?
just looking forward to the IMDb review.
Oh, is Toby gonna do that?
Oh,
I forgot
IMDb
about
review.
that.
Because it's always, you know, the funniest bit to end on.
Oh yeah. IMDb review. Genesect, the legend.
Oh, and Melton and
Melton.
Melmetal don't have a movie as well yet.
They
Yes.
could make an appearance in
They
Coco.
could. They could.
You never know. Well,
No
they've
idea.
had love in the anime.
They've had so
basically.
much love in the
yeah,
anime.
so
Alright. User
they've had
review.
many anime episodes.
Besides, they're not Gen 7 or Gen 8.
They're
so.
Genesect.
Okay, we have here not for the Pokemon fans who have been here since movie 1. Oh, that's a shame.
That's gonna moan about Mewtwo being a girl now, isn't
Let's
it?
see. It's not a bad movie in any way. It's a good kid movie, and there are plenty of Pokemon to entertain young kids. And Pokemon battles between Genesect and various other Pokemon. But if you're like me and you've been playing Pokemon since the 90s, this film is not going to be as good. For example, Mewtwo Returns or the movie 2000. Mewtwo and Ash act as if they've met each other for the first time ever. Team Rocket... I think the wording is pretty interpretive. Team
Oh,
Rocket
in
barely
Japan,
on
it's
screen
not
time.
as interpretive. It's a bit more obvious.
Okay. And the only one of us Pokemon to get any action is Pikachu. Alright, okay. The worst Pokemon movie ever. Oh, I disagree with that. The latest Pokemon movie offers a brash urban setting, Central Park. Okay. This is the one we've been following. Pokemon Retrospective Part 16. It is commonly agreed upon that the Black and White and X and Y films are the worst in the Pokemon franchise. I wrote my review of Kieran vs. the Sword and... I wrote in my review of Kieran vs. Sword and Justice, I might as well just use it as my new opening sentence. This retrospective started out as a nostalgic project, a labour of love, I would almost say, but it is turned out to be as pleasant as a return to a root canal treatment.
Oh, that's no. Come
Pokemon the movie
on.
Genesect of the Legend Awakened is unforgivably bland. Just another product rolling off the conveyor belt of staggering awfulness. Oh no, come on, that's a bit harsh. There is little need to be found to hear in this review, save for the last paragraph, which I have a point to make, so you might as well skip to that part. Okay, let's skip to that part. Let's go to the last paragraph. What do they say? So, Pokemon the movie Genesect the Legend Awakened is a dumb, stale, stupid, and boring, but that is hardly unique for a Pokemon film. What makes this one, as well as all the other Black and White and presumably X and Y films, so insulting is that that it isn't even an adventure anymore. I like rewatching the old Pokemon films, even the truly terrible ones, because they at least attempted to take the viewer on a journey, but these new films just come up with a bad excuse to make some Pokemon fight each other, and then have Ash and Co. mildly intervene when stumbling upon them. These films have no soul, and I truly despise them for... Hang on, what was the good bit?
I can't disagree with that though.
They did not... There was no good bit. It was a lie. It was a lie. Okay. Well, I actually think it was okay, but that's just me.
You thought that surprises me. I mean, it's okay, but it was pretty bland.
I don't think it was great. I mean, I'm talking solid 5 out of 10. It was okay. And that right now, as where we are in the scope of movie reviews, is actually incredibly positive. So 5 out of 10. Solid.
Because I think the XY ones are better. I think these are actually a bad arc of films.
Okay. Well, I've only seen the Diancie movie once, which we're not far off. That would be next month, except next month we're doing...
Next month, Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Yeah! So, shortly after last movie club, it was announced that Netflix will be the place to go to watch the dub of Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution.
Possibly not even just the dub, because the trailer has got the Japanese sound.
So
voice track
you
to
could
it.
maybe watch it in Japanese with subtitles if you feel like reading. I don't, so I'll be watching it dubbed, and I'm really excited. Obviously, we've been waiting for this for months. We've had the TCG products, and it's like, well, where is it? But yes, it's coming to Netflix on Pokémon Day, which is the 27th of February. I'm excited. Toby, how are you feeling about it? Because
Every trailer makes me feel worse. So
Yeah.
No. I'm excited. I'm excited to sit down and try and put my prejudgments in a little side basket and lose myself in the wonderful world of Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution.
Oh, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So, because of that, next movie club, we will be focusing on Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. I mean, I don't know what more to it there will be to say. I guess we'll just be critiquing the animation throughout, really, because it's the same.
I don't know. I think it's going to be.
There are a few changes in it.
Yeah, I think they're going to change it. I mean, I think it's going to be a lot closer to the Japanese one.
Yeah,
than
I'm just
English
really
one was.
because I feel like the Mewtwo, the bit that's been cut with the whole cloning and
hasn't
Amber
been
thing.
cut.
Well, you know, the bit that they kind of sweep under the rug. It makes you see Mewtwo in a whole different way, though. Mewtwo is just confused, and you don't really. It just adds. Toby, back me up here. That
I mean,
adds to it.
Yes, but also I didn't see that when I first watched the first movie, and I watch the first movie every time.
That's
without
because it wasn't released with the first movie.
But it's being dubbed. It's a thing.
Yeah, it is, but it wasn't in the original.
I wouldn't okay. If I was showing someone Pokemon the first movie for the first time today, and they'd never seen it before, I wouldn't go out of my way to show them that. I would just show them the first movie.
It really changes the tone, though. Like,
I guess I think the movie's telling enough of what's going on. I really do.
okay, well, we can talk about this again next month, which will be on March 27th, I believe we agreed on, because Animal Crossing is out on March 20th, and we all know I will not be seen for a while when Animal Crossing comes out. But we will be a little bit earlier because Toby's got to run off straight after, so we will be an hour earlier. Next time we will be at 6:45 instead of 7:45. So please remember to join us earlier. But if you can't make it, don't worry about it, because we'll just record everything and pop it on YouTube again. You're probably watching this now on YouTube. Hello, let me know in the comments if you are. I love how you both waved then. That was beautiful. Yeah. So this film is a solid.
Aggressively mediocre.
But and Toby liked it. We seem to like we like something, Toby doesn't like it.
I
Vice
was
versa.
okay with it.
Okay. But we're into the XY generation afterwards, which is super, super exciting. And also, talking of movie news, Pokemon Day will also get new mythical Pokemon, which will be seen in Pokemon movie Coco. We don't know if that's the English name yet, but that's what it's called in Japan.
The following day, we'll get the next trailer for the movie Coco.
So, exciting times, Pokemon movie fans. Stay tuned for that. So this is where we're going to say goodbye on YouTube. And we will be continuing for a little while on Twitch. So like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already for more Pokemon videos. And we'll see you guys next time for Mewtwo Strikes Back Evolution. Bye-bye!
Bye.